whenever it comes to defining expectation, there's a few different definitions and I wanted to go over these. There's an anticipated outcome. That's one kind of expectation. What am I anticipating? That's a big thing for you guys. Whenever I worked at Leaf Filter, okay, a lot of the guys used to, you get your leads the night before, it'd be preset leads, and it'd be, you get a 9 o'clock, a 1 o'clock, a 2 o'clock, whatever. What I did when I first started there is as soon as I got the lead sheet, I would go and I'd look at the addresses, I'd look up the house, and then I would automatically go, okay, I'm probably going to sell it or I'm not. So what do you think happened in that first period of time? And everybody else, man, they would call each other at night whenever the leads would come in, because they come in at 9 o'clock. Man, do you see, man, I'm in Broken Arrow today, or man, I'm going to be in Midwest City, or man, I'm going to be over here. Man, I saw my first house. Looks like it's a trailer house, for goodness sake. Those are the conversations that people were having before ever even getting to the lead. What happened to me? Whenever I had that mindset consistently, I would show up to the house, and almost every single time I would predict whether or not I would sell it or whether or not it'd be a profitable job. And what was remarkable is the more that I analyzed myself and self-reflected on those jobs, when I went into those houses and I expected for the outcome, or I anticipated for the outcome to be negative, it was negative. So what did I start doing? I was like, let's try an experiment. Let's do an experiment myself. From now on, I am not going to look at any of the leads that come in. Okay. That year, I didn't look at a single lead. I closed 89% of the doors. I was the highest percentage sales rep in the country out of 2,500 sales reps. And just from Leaf Filter, my gross revenue was $300,000. I was making like $500 to $700 per hour. And I will root a lot of that back to the fact that I never had false expectations or anticipated outcomes, because I didn't go and allow myself to fall into that negative cycle and associating an outcome with what my preconceived notions were of the person. What ended up happening is I realized you actually wanted those houses that were anywhere from $100,000 to $200,000. That's what I started figuring out. Why? Because a lot of those people were very cash heavy. They had their house paid off, they were retired, they were easy to talk to. So because I switched my mindset, all of a sudden I realized there was an entire different world out there, and I started treating those people better. That's why I closed at such a high rate. So expectations denote the beliefs or anticipations regarding future events. That's an anticipated outcome. You're anticipating something, right? For instance, if you predicted the weather will be favorable tomorrow, you expect it to be sunny. The weather will be favorable tomorrow, then you expect it to be sunny and enjoyable, right? I think it's going to be nice tomorrow. So that's what your expectation is. Unless, of course, you like snow, like me, and tomorrow I hope it snows instead of ices, right? That's an anticipated outcome. Standard of performance. This is more of what we're talking about today, and we're going to do an exercise right after this to really determine what the expectations are of our role, right? Expectations can also refer to the benchmarks or criteria used to assess an individual's performance. For example, a teacher may hold high expectations for the grades and conduct of their students. The higher your expectations are, typically the higher the people underneath you will perform. Now, we're going to talk about unrealistic expectations at the very end of this, but that expectation, as long as it's set correctly, that is normally where you'll perform to, okay? Emotional forecast. This is talking about more of your emotions, not behavior, not your anticipated outcome, your emotional forecast. Expectations may also serve as an emotional forecast, predicting how one might feel in reaction to specific occurrences. For example, you may anticipate feeling joy at a friend's birthday celebration. There's a couple different ways that you can look at expectations, and there's a couple different definitions of it. I just wanted to break that down for you guys, because if y'all never thought about the word expectations and what that means, it's pretty interesting whenever you look at the different definitions of it.